Breaking news! Arsenal joins Liverpool and Real Madrid in the race for the next Brazilian prodigy. Plus, Fabrizio Romano reveals Arsenal's pursuit of the 6'5" and striker dominating in Germany. Stay with me until the end of the video to check out the latest Arsenal news straight from the Emirates Stadium. But before that, if you're as passionate about Arsenal as we are, don't waste any time and subscribe to our channel right now to stay updated on everything happening with the greatest team in the Premier League. And without further ado, let's dive into today's top news. Arsenal have thrown their hat in the ring to sign a highly rated young Brazilian talent. Even though the transfer window just closed, the Gunners are already plotting their next moves and thinking about how to keep evolving their squad. Arsenal have solid connections in South America, thanks in large part to their sporting director, Edu Gaspar. Edu, a former Brazil international who previously worked for Corinthians, has leveraged these ties before, bringing players like Marquinhos to North London. The Emirates already has a strong Brazilian presence, with Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Gabriel Martinelli all part of the first team squad. Now, Arsenal are looking to expand their Brazilian contingent even further. According to Caught Offside, Arsenal are eager to sign Palmeiras' wonder kid Vitor Reis. However, they're not the only ones eyeing the 18-year-old defender. Liverpool, Barcelona, and Real Madrid are also in the mix. Scouts from all four clubs, along with Benfica, have been watching the young center back closely in recent games. Reis is seen as a player with enormous potential, already physically strong, and playing with a maturity that belies his age. It's not often that a center back rises to prominence at such a young age, but Mikel Arteta has already shown that he's willing to place his trust in young defenders. Just look at William Saliba, who at 23 has been a cornerstone of Arsenal's defense for the past 2 seasons. Arsenal also brought in Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori when they were just 22, showing a clear pattern of investing in young talent for the backline. While Vitor Reis is still quite a bit younger than this trio, if Arsenal identifies him as a future star, he might not have to wait long for his chance to shine with the first team. This could be a compelling reason for Reis to choose a move to the Emirates Stadium, even with other big clubs like Liverpool, Barcelona, and Real Madrid vying for his signature. At this early stage in his career, Arsenal might offer him the ideal platform to develop and eventually break into the first team. Who is Arsenal transfer target Vitor Reis? The Brazil under-17 international Vitor Reis made his breakthrough into Palmeiras' first team this year, having been part of their academy since he was just 10 years old. He grew up in the ranks alongside Endrick, who's now playing for Real Madrid. Standing at 6'1", Reis is more than capable of holding his own in the air and has proven he can go toe-to-toe in duels with players much older and more experienced than himself. Arsenal scouts are set to report back to Edu and Mikel Arteta, who will then decide how aggressively they should pursue the young star, especially given the fierce competition from other top clubs. Edu, who's earned a reputation for being shrewd at the negotiation table, might see his Brazilian roots as an advantage in securing Reis' signature. With his track record, he could very well back himself to win this race for the highly sought-after wonder kid. Fabrizio Romano reveals Arsenal's pursuit of the 6'5" and striker dominating in Germany. Despite all their spending this summer, Arsenal still came up short in signing a striker, leaving Mikel Arteta to manage the next 6 months relying on Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. Arteta might be pleased to have Havertz at the Emirates, but the recurring injury issues with Gabriel Jesus are a concern, especially since this has been a constant problem since his arrival from Manchester City. To make matters worse, Declan Rice is suspended for the upcoming North London Derby, further limiting Arteta's options. Even if Gabriel Jesus is fit enough to play, there's still a dilemma. Moving Havertz back to the number 8 role might not be possible since there's no clear replacement for him up front. Leandro Trossard could fill in as a false 9, but that's far from ideal, especially heading into such an important match so early in the season. This summer, Arsenal missed out on signing Benjamin Sesko from RB Leipzig, as the striker chose to stay in the Bundesliga for another season, following a path similar to Erling Haaland, to whom he's often compared. However, reports suggest that Arsenal's interest in Sesko hasn't faded. In fact, an update from Fabrizio Romano via the Daily Briefing might be just the kind of news Edu has been waiting for. Romano mentioned that he expects Sesko to be back on the market next summer, a development that could surely catch Arsenal's attention. It's clear that Arteta admires Sesko's skill set and likely sees him as an ideal fit alongside Havertz in the squad. With this news, it seems that Arsenal might still have a chance to bring Sesko to the Emirates in the near future. Arsenal need to give up on signing Victor Osimhen. Throughout the summer, many Arsenal fans were clamoring for the club to go after Victor Osimhen. The Napoli striker was available, but Edu didn't make a move, which likely says something significant. Even though Arsenal have a special clause allowing them to buy Osimhen, it's probably time for the club to move on from that idea. The reality is, Osimhen's loan stint in Turkey might actually make him a less attractive option for Arsenal. He's no longer competing in one of Europe's top leagues, which could raise some concerns. If Arsenal are looking for a striker they can develop and improve, Benjamin Sesko seems like the ideal candidate right now. His profile fits perfectly with what the club needs. Arsenal's Eddie Nketiah gamble pays off as Edu Gaspar makes big profit. Back in June 2022, Eddie Nketiah was on the brink of leaving Arsenal on a free transfer, and some people felt it might be the right move for the club, but Mikel Arteta and Edu put in a lot of effort to keep him, ultimately securing a new contract for Nketiah that paid him £100,000 a week. This decision faced criticism from some fans who thought Arsenal should be investing in a top-tier striker instead of extending Nketiah's deal. Despite the criticism, Arsenal's choice to stick with Nketiah proved to be the right one. From the moment Eddie Nketiah signed his new contract until his departure, Arsenal paid him roughly £10.4 million in wages. While that might seem like a significant amount, the return has been impressive. Arsenal sold Nketiah to Crystal Palace for a total of £30 million, £25 million plus £5 million in add-ons this summer. That's almost 3 times what they spent on him. This deal not only boosts Arsenal's finances, but also helps them significantly with their profit and sustainability regulations. Finance expert reveals what Eddie Nketiah's £30 million deal means for Arsenal. Edu's gamble in 2022 has really paid off, and Adam Williams, TBR Football's head of football content, business, finance, and governance, isn't surprised by the outcome. Williams shared with Arsenal Insider that Nketiah's £30 million transfer fee is a significant win for Arsenal. He explained, giving Nketiah that new contract in 2022 was a smart move. It protected his value and ensured that, as a player who came through the academy, his sale is pure profit. He added, since the profit and sustainability regulations assess profit or loss based on the amortized book value of a player, their original fee divided by the remaining time on their contract. Academy sales provide more PSR leeway. Arsenal didn't pay anything for Nketiah initially, so his sale boosts their PSR standing. Williams noted that Arsenal currently isn't struggling with PSR issues, despite some media reports suggesting otherwise. However, making smart financial moves is always beneficial. He was surprised by any criticism of Nketiah's new deal, calling it a low-risk strategy that highlights the value of a top-notch academy. He also pointed out Arsenal invests around £15 million annually in their academy. With a deal like Nketiah's, that investment is covered for 2 years. Plus, academy costs are PSR deductible. Williams acknowledged that the PSR can unintentionally push clubs to sell academy players, but this is the reality for clubs like Arsenal. Well folks, those were the main news for today. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated on everything happening with our beloved team, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for joining us, and until the next video.